Two nations, India and Pakistan. 2,000 miles long, it slices through extraordinary landscapes and divides millions of people who once lived alongside each other. I'm Babita Sharma, and I'm a journalist. My family, as Hindus, were forced to move into what became independent India.
Primarily I identify with being British. That's who I am. I was born and brought up in Britain. But I'm also really passionate about my culture as an Indian person.
I'm going to be travelling the border from the Indian side.
Wow, it's mind-blowing.
I'm Adnan Sarwar. I was in the British Army and now work for The Economist. My Muslim parents were born in what is now Pakistan. I've got to know what it means to be a Pakistani and what it means to these people here living as Pakistanis, what it means to my mum and dad to be Pakistanis. I'm going to be travelling the length of the border on the Pakistani side, a country that's just 70 years old.
Have you ever seen water like this? Look at the colour of it.
When Britain gave India its independence, it split the nation along religious lines, carving out a new Muslim state.
Since then, there has been frequent conflict along this border that to this day, very few can cross.
You can't know Pakistan unless you know partition.
Yet, after 2 generations apart, these two countries with such strong ties to Britain still have so much in common and so much to celebrate.
It's fantastic. We're going to have a great night here tonight.
Oh my gosh, I have just found a whole new family I didn't even know existed.
We're making 2 journeys with the same goal, to discover how a line on the map has altered the destinies of 2 countries that used to be one. For the last 3 weeks, Babita and I have been travelling either side of the border that divides India and Pakistan from south to north. We've both clocked up about 800 miles and we're now beginning the final leg of our journeys. The 2 countries have fought 4 wars since partition in 1947, 65, 71 and 99. Getting to film with the Pakistani military is not easy, but weeks of trying have finally paid off. This is very exciting. Today we've managed to get ourselves onto a Pakistani Air Force base, so we've got access to Pakistani pilots. Pakistan's Air Force plays a key role in protecting the nation. The armed forces are close to my heart. I spent 8 years in the British Army as a Royal Engineer and did 2 tours of Iraq. I feel at home here because it's military, and I just recognise all the, the barracks and the parade squares and things like that. It's really cool. Pakistan's defence budget is over £6 billion. That's a pretty sobering figure. 10 times more than the government spend on education. The country's making huge arms deals with its neighbour China to buy fighter jets and submarines. And with over 600,000 military personnel, their armed forces are growing.
Starting to ease up on horizon 200. 196 knots starting to ease up on horizon. Pitch and roll, pitch and roll, pitch and roll.
I'm meeting some new recruits, and I'm surprised to see 22-year-old Rabia. She's one of 4 women on a cadet course, training to be a fighter pilot. I was just listening to you doing that, and I think you're the kind of person I'd probably be copying my homework off. What's your background? How did you get into the Air Force?
I personally think that in modern times like this, women should share the responsibilities of their male brothers in defending their motherland.
I get the feeling that was a bit of a rehearsed PR line. I may need to break out a bit of northern charm to get Rabia to open up.
We do our simulator-based training here.
I'm going to take this scarf off in case it flies off.
There we go, we have taken off.
This is really cool.
It is cool, but I think it is a big responsibility on our shoulders handling this aircraft.
Yeah.
It is worth a lot of money. See, once we are flying, we are responsible for everyone down there. What if this jet crashes? So I'm responsible for myself, I'm responsible for this asset of my nation, and I'm responsible for the lives that are down there.
I find attitudes towards women in Pakistan confusing. On the one hand, there are women like Rabia, but it's still a deeply conservative society where most are expected to follow the traditional rules of marriage and motherhood.
You're a female pilot in Pakistan, which would surprise some people, which is unfortunate, but it would surprise some people. What do your parents think about your chosen career?
My father, he takes immense pride in this, that I'm his daughter and I'm in the Air Force. My father is the one who encouraged me to choose this career as a girl.
The armed forces in Pakistan are notoriously elitist. But unlike most new recruits, Rabia's family have no military connections. With the support of her father, she's been able to follow her childhood dream.
If you do end up becoming a commercial pilot, we should go and get a flight together, because they're not letting me get in this thing.
No, I would never choose to be a commercial
You're never
pilot.
going to be a commercial pilot, just always in the military. Okay, so you're quite proud of your country then?
Yes, I'm quite proud of my country and I'm quite proud of wearing this uniform.
Do you ever imagine going to war?
Imagine going to war. Inshallah, if Allah gives me a chance, there will be a war, then I'll inshallah play my role in that.
Who would Pakistan be fighting?
Anyone who are going to go against us, we are going to fight them back with all that we have.
Rabia straps in for a test flight. I'd love to jump in, but there's no room for passengers. When I was in the British Army, I fought in Iraq, thousands of miles away from home in Burnley. If Rabia goes to war, there's a good chance she'll be fighting much closer to home. I hope trailblazers like Rabia are changing the perception of what it means to be a woman in Pakistan. But more than that, I hope her skills are never called upon.
She doesn't think she's cool. She's bloody cool. She's cool. It's the image of the Pakistani woman, the meek Pakistani woman hiding away in the kitchen with her burqa on and stuff. Try telling Rabia that, she'll fly a jet at you.
I'm 300 miles from where Adnan is across the border in India, and here they're just as battle ready.
700,000 soldiers patrol this area. It's a militarized zone. One of the most militarized zones on the planet.
But you'd never guess it from these views. With snow-capped mountains, green valleys and natural lakes, I can't wait to get going.
My mum came here in 1964 when she was 20, and she has talked about it so fondly, saying it's one of the most beautiful places that she's ever seen. Yet I've grown up hearing about all the problems that Kashmir has, the violence and the killings and the tensions.
At partition, Jammu and Kashmir was majority Muslim, but it became part of India, something Pakistan refused to accept. The two countries have never agreed on an international border here.
Thank you, Ramesh. Akil!
My guide Akil has been covering Kashmir's turmoil since the late 90s.
Kashmir is a very beautiful place. It's also called paradise on earth. But now, this time, it's sort of like moving towards hell.
We're going straight into it.
I've asked Akil to take me to Jammu's heavily militarized international border, where India and Pakistan regularly exchange fire.
There's the post in front of us. Welcome to Border Security Forces. First line of defence, it says.
Looking like tourists, we step out, filming on our mobile phones. I'm only a few hundred meters from a Pakistani military post.
India, Pakistan. I'm just taking a sneaky video before we kicked out, but there it is. Proud to be Indian and proud to be Muslim.
70 years ago, I could have caught a train straight through here to Sialkot in Pakistan, but the line was abandoned after partition and the border closed.
Smile. We're just being watched by a lot of the security forces.
There's an unreal edge to this place. Although foreign media aren't welcome, local tourists are. There's even a sweet shop run by Makkan Singh.
Oh, you've been born and brought up in this place. What's life like? Risky life.
That's putting it mildly. Makkan has some unusual items on display.
What do you carry?
ये मोटर की होता है मोटर
This is a mortar shop.
इसका 5 किलोमीटर रेंज होता है इसका हाँ, ये मैं कटाई कर रहा था हमारे खेत में ना मेरे खेत में ये मेरे को मिली ये खौफ हो गया जो हम वाटर की वजह से जो फायरिंग होती है उसकी वजह से कब क्या पता कब फायरिंग आ जाए
Oh wow, it hasn't blasted. He's just showing me some pictures of the things that he's seen. ये यहाँ पर है?
ये सुचेतगढ़ में
So this is from the nearby village.
Nearby village, yes.
And this heavy shelling came from Pakistan side.
पाकिस्तान से जैसे आम पब्लिक इधर भी है सर उधर भी आम पब्लिक है वो भी मार रहे हैं हमारी तरह अब इधर सर जो नुकसान काफी हो रहा है
It's hard to detect the military strategy behind this.
Makkan Singh told us about 2 villages that had been really affected by the cross-border shelling. So we're going to go and see if we can go and speak to a few people in the village.
It's Abdulia village, right? And from our exact right side, you can see fencing. It's a border, international border. And just behind it is Pakistan. This community hall.
Oh, you can see bullet marks.
Shell marks, black marks.
God. You can see it riddled with shrapnel. Pieces of shrapnel have gone straight through. And it goes on and on.
You can see community bunker.
This
Yeah,
is
this is the bunker.
this is the bunker here.
Yeah.
Akil tells me the Indian government has built bunkers along the border to help protect residents from Pakistani shelling.
Uncle, हम ये देख सकते हैं? Thank you.
Tit-for-tat skirmishes between India and Pakistan continue to plague people living on both sides of the border. 28 people were killed last year by cross-border shooting and shelling.
So this is one of the bunkers of the village. It's very well concealed because they don't want it to be targeted by any shelling. So you've got all these plants that almost look like it's merging into the village landscape here.
This level of protection is not just for show.
Does your job suck? Own what you do. This could be you.
Watch India's Best Jobs, Saturday nights at 8, only on Discovery HD World.
India's Best Jobs, presented by Amazon. India के सपनों की अपनी दुकान. In association with Project Management Institute.
I've spent years chasing the monsters that lurk beneath. But all journeys must come to an end. My quest has led me to one final hunt. It's time to face those that still haunt me.
River Monsters, Monday to Friday nights at 8 on Discovery HD World.
Oppo F3 Selfie Expert, your best Diwali gift.
Oppo, selfie expert and leader. पनीर पराठा?
ये फॉर्चून वीवो में बना है, शुगर के लिए ठीक है।
खाने में मिठास भले ही मना हो, जिंदगी की मिठास बनी रहे। फॉर्चून वीवो ऑयल, इसमें है सेसमी, लिग्निन और गामा ओराइजनॉल, जो रखे ख्याल आपके शुगर का। फॉर्चून वीवो।
Lenovo Yoga writes, bends, flips.
Different is better.
Lenovo, now with exciting festive offers.
H for best. H for the Great Honda Fest. For exciting offers, rush to your nearest dealership today. H for all things good. H for Honda.
Does your job suck?
Own what you do. This could be you.
India's best jobs. Co-powered by Suzuki Gixxer. Start 7th October, 8 p.m. on Discovery HD World.
I've spent years chasing the monsters that lurk beneath. But all journeys must come to an end. My quest has led me to one final hunt. It's time to face those that still haunt me.
River Monsters, Monday to Friday nights at 8 on Discovery HD World.
अंकल आपका नाम क्या है?
जीत सिंह। भैंसों का दूध निकाल रहे थे उधर पशुओं के पास, तो हमारा बाजू चला गया, एक मेरा लड़का भी चला गया एक जगह पे उधर पशुओं के पास है। जवान भी हो, उसकी बीबी हो, जवान ही बेचारी, थोड़ी देर तक शादी है। ज्यादा देर में बैठ नहीं सकता।
Yeah, लम्बी भेजो ना।
हाँ, मैं ठीक।
हाँ। Uncle can't sit for too long, so he's just going to lie down. Hi.
खेती बाड़ी करते थे, बाद क्या करना था, गाड़ी बर्बाद हो गया।
He's tired.
His son's widow is Rajni.
Tell me what happened.
उसके पास ही बैठे थे, बस इससे फारी इधर पीछे लगी तुमको।
In the back of her head.
कितनी देर तक चलता रहा पीछे, उसके बाद डेथ हो गई। ठीक थी, काम सारा काम करती थी जी। हाँ, पहले तो खुश थी। हमें तो कुछ अच्छा नहीं लग रहा, बहुत बुरा लग रहा है। अभी डर ही लगता है ना, पता नहीं कब फायरिंग स्टार्ट हो जाए।
Families like Geet Singh's who farm land along the border have nowhere else to go. And it's ordinary people like them on both sides of the line who are paying the price for political tension.
You can just see the hopelessness in their eyes. That is the reality of what life is like here on the border between India and Pakistan.
The partition line may have been drawn 70 years ago, but this place is a reminder that this conflict is still very much alive.
कैसा है?
We've been stopped about 6-7 times now by security and police. Every security checkpoint we've got to, they've said, you know, are you foreigners? We need to put somebody in the vehicle with you or send a vehicle with you. With some of the highest mountains in the world, this area once had a thriving tourist trade. But 4 years ago, a group of Islamist extremists stormed a mountain camp and shot dead 10 foreign climbers and their Pakistani guide. We've got a guy in the back who won't be filmed. He's got an AK-47. He's going to take us to the next checkpoint and then be delivered back, and then we might get another one.
dangerous area है इसलिए
They want to get us foreigners from A to B as safely as possible. Pakistan's had, you know, its own headlines, hasn't it? And it doesn't want any more. It doesn't need them. Since I've been here, there's been 14 terrorist attacks across the country, and it's clear security forces really do have a battle on their hands.
इधर गाड़ी के साथ रोकना है ये मोबाइल के साथ.
Thank you. One that's cost thousands of lives and billions of pounds to fight. I've got another 3 hours of driving. It's a long road ahead.
I'm leaving Jammu. We've ditched the crew vehicle and bought tickets on a local train.
This is packed. It's leaving.
I'm heading 30 miles north to the spectacular hills of the lower Himalayas.
This Jammu Express to Katra only opened about 2 years ago. And the rail line isn't completely finished because its destination at some point in the future is to go all the way to Srinagar in Kashmir.
When it's finished, the railway line will stretch over 200 miles. To navigate the rocky landscape, engineers are building the world's highest railway bridge, 35 metres taller than the Eiffel Tower and costing around £70 million.
My mum came here when she was 20. There was no train for mum to get. She would have got on a bus from Jammu. She told me it'd be worth it, and she was fine.
Fast and Loud on Discovery HD World.
This program is powered by Fog Perfumed Body Spray.
To take on the great wilderness and survive. You have to be prepared to go extreme. Man vs. Wild, all new season. Live the extreme.
Oppo F3 Selfie Expert, your best Diwali gift.
Oppo, selfie expert and leader.
It's different down here. The air just has more life in it. And the light fills you up somehow. Australia isn't just a place you see. It's a place you feel.
There's another one in the wing.
मेरी उंगली पकड़ के तूने दिखलाया मुझको सपना हाथ छोड़ के सुन तू मेरा ना जा अब ना जा
Feel the love. QLED TV, Samsung.
The South Bronx is unlike any place on earth. In the 70s, this was a very untamed area. I was a police officer. I had one job, stop these bad guys roaming the streets. If you turn your back to the wrong person, you're dead. I can still see every arrest. My name is Ralph Friedman, and these are my stories.
Street Justice, The Bronx. Starts Sunday, 8th October, 10 p.m. on Discovery HD World. There comes a time when commonplace is the wrong place. When normalcy gives way to insanity. When life itself needs to be retuned to extreme. There comes a time when the fastest, the coolest, the weirdest is all your heart desires. Watch the wackiest twisted metal party, fast and loud. Monday to Friday nights at 9 on Discovery HD World.
This isn't your everyday commute. Most of the passengers are on a pilgrimage to one of the holiest sites in the Hindu religion, the Sri Mata Vaishno Devi Shrine in Katra. It attracts around 8 million visitors every year and is open 24 hours a day. It's a great chance for me to reconnect with my roots. There's only one problem though. The shrine is a 7-mile trek to the top of a mountain.
So here we go. We are starting our walk up to Vaishno Devi Shrine. And it's going to take us 5 hours to get to the top. And we're using our feet. We're not going to take the easy route and go on all these beautiful horses and donkeys.
Vaishno Devi is a manifestation of the mother goddess Shakti and is believed to bestow strength to the weak, sight to the blind, wealth to the poor, and bless childless couples with children. But you don't have to be Hindu to make this journey. It's a family outing for everyone.
Hi, आपके पहले बार है ये? हाँ, मेरी पहली बार है। आप थकी हो अभी? No, she's not tired at all. 29. Oh.
But just making this trek once is a huge honor for every Hindu. Look at that. Wow. As a sign of their faith, some worshippers bow their body length all the way to the shrine. That's over 6,000 agonizing bows to the ground.
I mean, the faith of the people here is incredible. It is sheer devotion, isn't it?
Yes, that's true.
And that is also sheer devotion, trying to push that up a hill. That's incredible.
14,000 steps and a few blisters later, we've made it.
We've reached the top, and that view is awesome.
It's forbidden to take cameras into the shrine, but this is religion in the 21st century.
This is a live feed of what's actually happening right now inside the Vaishno Devi cave.
Once inside the cave, pilgrims greet 3 decorated rocks that symbolize Hindu goddesses.
Everybody's giving their offerings, their pujas, their prayers, and leaving gifts for the holy shrine.
Legend has it that those who visit the shrine will be granted any wish they make.
Should we go in?
I head into the cave to make my wish without the camera.
Mum, did it. It's only taken me 53 years after you.
The shrine at Katra shows the power and importance of religion in this region. But religion hasn't always been as divisive as it is today. Srinagar is so beautiful. It's a tragedy that more people don't get to see it because of the security situation. This is Dal Lake. Locally, it's known as the jewel in the crown of Kashmir.
And that view.
Surrounded by the Pir Panjal Mountains, the lake covers over 8 square miles. George Harrison chilled out here in the 60s and played the sitar with Ravi Shankar.
What are all of these?
These are houseboats. These are just like your hotel on the waters. And it's also called Venice.
The little Venice of Kashmir. I can see why. But unlike Venice, this is deserted. It feels like there's no one around. No diners at the restaurant.
No.
Everything, all the shops completely emptied.
It used to be full with tourists.
Over 1 million tourists visited Kashmir in 2015. But since then, tourist numbers have dwindled to almost nothing.
Soul destroying to think that people aren't coming here because of all the fighting and the violence. And that side of Kashmir just doesn't fit with this, which is serene, calm, and tranquil. This is what Kashmiris want the world to see.
India's best jobs on Discovery HD World.
Driven by Suzuki Jigsaw, not for everyone.
Their bodies broken. Their minds unsettled. Their will destined to be an elite commando. They will be pushed to their Breaking Point Commando School Belgaum, Saturday nights at 9 on Discovery HD World.
Oppo F3 Selfie Expert, your best Diwali gift.
Oppo, selfie expert and leader.
Everybody loves a good offer. So do I. Big Basket gives us double savings every time we buy. First, they give us great savings on each product, then they give us a big sale on the entire order. I'm a Big Basket here. Are you?
Clearly, my future is what I make of it. I can change destiny. Theirs as well. Clearly, this is me, Ranveer Singh. Vivo V7 Plus, 24 megapixel clearer selfie. Vivo camera and music.
Lenovo Yoga, writes, bends, flips.
Different is better.
Lenovo, now with exciting festive offers.
H for best. H for the Great Honda Fest. For exciting offers, rush to your nearest dealership today. H for all things good. H for Honda.
Who says there aren't enough tigers, huh? They're all around you. On the walls. They're gathered. They're worn. They're on floors. Yes, they are everywhere. Just not in jungles. Because we are killing most of them. To understand their lives and to know how we can save them, watch with me.
Airtel presents Mission Big Cat. Starts tomorrow night at 9 on Animal Planet HD World.
Starts 9th October, every night at 8 on Animal Planet HD World.
They say the moon is the first milestone on the road to the stars. In a few months from now, in January 2018, we will reach that milestone. Take India to the moon.
Located on the northeast coast of Africa, sandwiched between Tanzania to the south and Somalia to the north, the Republic of Kenya is often described as the cradle of humanity. It is here that skeletons of primitive man have been found. Bones estimated to be as much as 2 million years old. Covering 225,000 square miles, Kenya is home to one of the most diverse populations of animals on Earth. That's mostly thanks to the country's 1977 ban on big game hunting. Nowhere is the benefit of this protection more startlingly illustrated than here. Nestled along the border with Tanzania is the Masai Mara National Reserve. Lying within Africa's Great Rift Valley, at an altitude ranging from 4,800 to 7,000 feet above sea level, this 590 square mile reserve is known as the Jewel of Africa. Its topography of grasslands, bushland, and forest, and mild 85-degree climate sustain a spectacular array of animals. Don Young is a safari guide who first came to Africa to do research for his doctorate. He quickly fell in love with this land, emigrating in 1983. Today, Don is considered one of the top guides in Africa, revealing its hidden secrets to thousands of tourists each year. Wildebeest, or News, so named for the noise they make, stand some 5 feet tall, and males can weigh as much as 600 pounds. They are actually members of the antelope family. Their awkward appearance and almost comical mating display earned them the nickname Clowns of the Savannah. The wildebeest's constant migration takes them on a yearly cycle following the rain, and the nutritious grass it creates, a journey covering as much as 1,000 miles a year. As the wildebeest moves steadily south, it becomes obvious they are not traveling alone. More than 500,000 zebra are also on this journey.
When zebras are moving out, they move in single file in order of dominance in their little family herd. There's an alpha female and her foal, and then the second female and her foal, and the second and third on down.
These herbivores' markings are not just for display. Their coat's shiny texture reflects 70% of incoming heat. And their stripes, each as unique as a fingerprint, actually form a camouflage called disruptive correlation, meaning the stripes break up the outline of the body in order to confuse predators. And you can bet, where there are zebras and wildebeest, predators are never far behind. Hidden in the grass, watching and waiting in ambush, is Masai Mara's largest carnivore, lions. Lions commune in prides of as many as 40 cats and can live as long as 25 years. The dominant male, which rules the pride, can be distinguished from the females by its thick black mane. Either male or female can bring down an animal as large as 1,000 pounds. And as the sun sets over the savannah, this male eyes prey weighing nearly that much. An injured buffalo has drifted from its herd. It's a chess match, with life or death consequences for the badly limping beast. This time, with the help of a friend, the buffalo wins, and night envelops the plain.
100 miles from Adnan in India, I've spent most of my time avoiding treacherous mountain drives, but now I can no longer avoid it. I'm heading along the Zojila Pass in the Himalayan ranges. At over 11,000 feet, this is one of the most dangerous stretches of road in the world.
I can see the rocks falling. I've seen a few coming down. I haven't been... Oh dear, that doesn't sound very healthy. You don't want to break down on this road. There's no AA around here. Wow. And it might be the lifeline from Srinagar to Kargil, but you could well lose your life on this pass.
Kargil is my next stop. It's where the last war was fought between India and Pakistan in 1999.
Assalamu alaikum. Babita.
Sajid Hussain has lived here his whole life.
We are in the line of control.
And the line of control runs directly through this area? Hi. Assalamu alaikum. Kaise ho?
Saeed Rizvi has a half-brother living just over the border.
Oh, lots of pictures. You look so different. This is him here at 38.
80 years.
That's his brother.
He's only been able to visit his brother once. Most families simply can't afford it.
Do you know how many families are divided like yours?
करीलो कम से कम 10-15 हजार तेदाती नुक्तुजु वाना ngaya malapo har cheez ngai chik duk se ngai malapo culture zaban ya ngai duk zo la zo sing ngai khandan chi duk se.
And some probably have never seen their families.
sting la jumat zyada se zyada 2% चले दूसरे तालुकात सों से नया 2-3 ये ना मेतना पर ज़्यादा ना हिंदुस्तानी करना है खोंगा ताले शीश इंजर भी नहीं आला चाज़बनियां थुकती मैं लेकिन नया 2 चौक मौक़ों से चिक चिक थुकती दिखोए गुआना शिमिना सोनमी शिखान ना सोनखान थुकते सोची सोनी.
Some families have waited a generation. I can't help but feel it's like the Berlin Wall of Asia. Not just dividing families, but communities, who for centuries used to live together.
It's taken us days to get here, but I'm so glad that we came, because I had no idea that partition affected people this far north of the border. It's heartbreaking to think that today families can't be together.
Does your job suck? Own what you do. This could be you.
Watch India's Best Jobs, Saturday nights at 8, only on Discovery HD World.
India's Best Jobs, presented by...
presents Breaking Point Commander School Belcom. Co-powered by Dominar 400, Vivo V7 Plus, Idea 4G and Bluestone.com. Saturday nights at 9. On Discovery HD World. They say the moon is the first milestone on the road to the stars. In a few months from now, in January 2018, we will reach that milestone. Take India to the moon.
Most of Uganda's big game animals spend their time in refuges. Like the 770 square mile Queen Elizabeth National Park. These protected environments have become major attractions for hundreds of thousands of eco-tourists each year. While the park terrain varies from volcanic craters to lakes to forests, most of the large mammals can be viewed during a 2-hour boat trip along the Kazinga Channel, joining Lakes Edward and George. This aquatic paradise is said to have the world's highest concentration of hippos, an animal that can prove aggressive if it feels threatened. Everything from buffalo to elephant, and even an occasional leopard, all congregate along these shores to drink or just cool off. But the main wildlife attraction in Uganda isn't any of these animals. It's one of the country's other heavyweights. A mammal you won't find wallowing along these shores. It takes a trek into some of Africa's densest jungles before we'll find these rare creatures. This is the remote and misty home of the mountain gorilla. Uganda harbors nearly half of the world's population of mountain gorillas. Some 300 of these endangered animals make the Bwindi Impenetrable Forest National Park their home. It takes a day's drive from the capital Kampala along rough, unpaved roads before we reach the boundary of the forest. Designated a national park in 1991, in terms of its flora and fauna, it is the most diverse forest in East Africa. Gorilla safaris to this region are not cheap, but proceeds go to a good cause. They pay for conservation and protection efforts in the park. On the trail, armed rangers lead our safari, not to protect us from the great apes, but to protect us from the other gorillas, the kind with guns. In 1999, 8 foreign tourists were killed in the park by rebels spilling across the border from the Democratic Republic of Congo. The incident brought Uganda's tourism industry to a standstill. Since then, the government has bolstered the presence of the Ugandan army along the borders and in the park, bringing security back to the area. Today, gorilla tourism is booming once again. Chimpanzees are perhaps the most well-known of the great apes. They spend much of their time in the jungle canopy, where they can munch on leaves or just relax with their young, safe from the reach of predators on the ground. Chimpanzees often make their whereabouts known with noisy chatter. Gorilla treks can last up to 9 hours, traversing steep, muddy hillsides and requiring the deft use of a machete to cut a path through thick underbrush.
21st century. The Pakistan that I met today is a young country. It's a 70-year-old country, and it's trying to work itself out. It's trying to work itself out with